Okay, so we're here at the Limelight in Belfast because this evening the Lucy Silva's concert is happening here at the Limelight. But not only is Lucy here, because look beside me is Mr. Charlie Worsham, all the way from Mississippi.
That's right.
All the way from Mississippi, and you're very welcome on to Kerry's Gold Country, Charlie.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for being here. So Charlie, what's happening with you? Tell us all the crack.
I'll tell you the crack. I'm loving my Ulster fries.
Wow.
In the mornings. I am a big fan. We were just talking before the camera started rolling. My first time to this side of the pond was Dundalk, Ireland. And I was over with a bluegrass band. I was about 10 years old and had a banjo and just fell in love. I fell in love with the people, the geography, and the landscape is so gorgeous here. The food, was too young to appreciate the pints, although I've developed an appreciation for that now. And the music. And the way that the people love music. I remember being in the pubs at the lock-in part of the night, and they went around the room and people sang their song because you are given a song when you're young here. And it affected me and has ever since. Just because that's the kind of deep love for music I always had and knew, but I'd never seen it in a community until I traveled over here. And it's one of the big reasons why I'm so grateful to get to be back now and touring so much in the UK and Ireland now, because I just love the way that folks love music here.
And I know you have a huge growing fan base over in England especially. How did you go down there? How did you find the shows there?
Oh gosh, well, my first taste of coming over here as an adult, I guess, playing music, I got added to the lineup for the CMA Songwriter Night at the 2016 C2C Festival.
Amazing.
And I remember it like it was yesterday. Part of the reason I got to do that was I was on this TV show Bones, which I'm not an actor.
I was going to ask you about this anyway. Go
well,
on,
okay, so and I mean, granted, I was playing a dead guy, so I mean, it made it easy. Just try to
come
lie
on, there's
still.
a lot of acting required.
Oh well, no, all I've ever done is play music. I don't pretend to know how to act, but it was a great opportunity, and the best part was they used my music in the episode. Well, when that episode aired over here, I shot up the charts. Now, I've never shot to the top of the charts before, and so everybody kind of on my team took notice and it's like, hey, something's happening. Fast forward to C2C, being on the songwriter round, and it was a Thursday night. I sang brand new songs I'd never sung before anywhere in public. The next day, that Friday, I had a show as well at C2C. I sang the same new songs and people were already singing along. Wow. And again, it reminded me of that first trip over and identifying the way people love music here. And I just haven't looked back. This is my fourth tour, and certainly going to keep coming a lot because it's just, and it's a great place to visit too. I mean, I love being a tourist.
Well, because we love you back. And funny, when you mentioned Bones as well, I did notice under a lot of your YouTube videos, a lot of people were commenting, Bones brought me here. Bones brought me here. He's amazing. We love him. And Bones brought us here.
Yeah.
And so it has given you so much more recognition. So that's fantastic. And it must have been such a great feeling singing in front of those people brand new songs that you hadn't performed and they knew the words and everything.
It's the best feeling in the world when people dig your brand new song. You don't know yet if anybody's going to like it, and they do. Oh man, there's nothing better.
That is brilliant. And what about, you've worked with so many other artists. I know you've toured with Taylor Swift and you've opened up for Miranda and Wade Bowen, and you've also worked with Vince Gill and
well, and they're all just wonderful people in addition to being obviously crazy talented. And I've learned
like yourself.
Oh well, thank you. Shoot, I'm grateful to get to be a part of the community, the music community, and I've learned something from everyone. I'm fortunate too that, having always played music before I was ever really the spotlight person, I was playing guitar for other people, and that introduced me to circles of players and writers and stuff as well, that just being a singer-songwriter wouldn't necessarily. And but out of all, and Vince takes the cake. He's my North Star. He's just such an incredibly talented person, but very humble, and he's been a great mentor to me. And so I cherish that relationship a great deal. He's
a super, super guy. And we mentioned earlier, you're from Mississippi, and fellow Mississippi man Marty Stewart.
That's right.
He's featured on one of your albums too, isn't he?
Yeah. Well, he and Vince sang on that one tune, Tools of the Trade, on my first record. course, I'd been in Nashville for years, but never had a proper excuse to ask anything of them, and that was the perfect chance.
Brilliant.
And they both said yes.
We had interviewed Marty last month and went to see him and all. He was absolutely brilliant and a lovely guy as well.
Yes. Oh man. Yeah, Marty's one of those folks. He got his start playing in other folks' bands too, and there's just something about that kind of journey, and I'm very proud of my roots from being from Mississippi as well, and he certainly carries that torch forward.
Brilliant. And what about next year for you, Charlie? What's happening?
Gosh, I'm actually, as soon as I land back in the States, I'm putting a book out.
Really?
It's related to Marty Stewart. I got this tattoo. It says "Follow Your Heart," and I've been taking pictures of this tattoo for years now because I follow my heart, traveling the world playing music, and it comes from an autograph from Marty. And so the book kind of tells the story, and the proceeds from the book are going to go towards this hometown scholarship and arts education fund that we have to give kids opportunities that are the same opportunities I had growing up. And anyway, that's going to be a part of the year next year is sort of promoting that book. And
fair play to you. That's brilliant.
Yeah, I got some great touring stuff lined up, and then definitely working on figuring out the next trip over here. Hoping to spend a longer amount of time here, like maybe a 2-month trip or something. So
that would be great. We'll definitely be there. And what about your new record? Do you want to tell us about it?
Oh yeah, so I put a new record out this year, Beginning of Things, and it was really a process of falling back in love with music for me, which is a crazy thing to say. But when I put my first record out, Rubber Band, I was put in this situation for the first time where I had to account for the business side of it all. And for the first however many years of my life playing music, I mean, since I was a kid in kindergarten playing piano, it was just a pure, I call it a one-lane road, a lot like those roads when you get over to the west coast of Ireland, you're kind of having to, stop and let the other car around. But it was just joy and music and loving it and no other factor. And so I had to figure out how to handle the factors of the business side. And I got a little burned out. But in making this new record, Beginning of Things, I fell back in love with that original joy, that thing that I saw in Dundalk when I was first over here. And that's been the real gift of this record. And I think it shows through, and I think people are connecting with the record for that same reason. Because that's really, at the end of the day, what music's all about.
Yeah, I totally agree. Well, Charlie, it's been a pleasure having you on Kerry's Gold Country. You're going to go and do a wee song for us now. Is it a song off the new record? Or?
Yes, I've got this. I've always wanted to have a waltz of my own. And so I wrote this waltz called Old Time's Sake. I've got another one called Southern by the Grace of God. And I've got, if you're a bluegrass fan and you know the old bluegrass artist, this guy, Jimmy Martin, king of bluegrass, he used to go hee 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 in a lot of his songs. And I put a little tip of the hat in that song too. I kind of stole that lick from him.
Brilliant. Well, that's Charlie Worsham. Thank you so much, Charlie, for coming along. And we'll
pleasure.
have a wee listen to your songs now.
Thank you. Thanks, y'all. Well, I'm on my third one, so I've got a loose tongue. But if you feel thirsty, I'll buy you one too. The risk of cliche, would it be okay if we sit together and talk for a few? Now I usually get home before I get too gone, but I don't think staying would be a mistake. I love this song too. Could I dance with you? Let's try something new for old time's sake. If I had a nickel for every George Dickel silver-tongued promise made in this bar, we'd be sitting, sipping on something expensive, making a killing off of desperate hearts. If you didn't know better, you'd think I was clever, casting my lines on this neon but I ain't here fishing. I'm just kinda wishing we try something new for old time's sake. Well, it's getting on late, but getting on great. It'd be easy to take this way too far. You know I want to, but I think I like you enough to just walk you out to your car. Well, innocent, no, I just know how it could go if we jump in too quick, so I'm willing to wait. Well, this might sound crazy, old-fashioned maybe, but let's try something new for old time's sake. Let's try something new for old time's sake.